Well, this will be a loud one. I'm sorry it's late. I'm not torturing my dad with all of this. Yotes lose 8-5 against the New York Rangers. And I'm livid. But I'm not even just livid with the Coyotes. The Coyotes, they actually kind of played really good. First period was good. Second period was Third period, not so good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the good stuff, the feel-good stories for both teams, and then I'm going to jump into the not-so-good stuff. So good stories for the Coyotes. Doan is the first Coyote in franchise history to record at least a point in the first 3 games of his career. On the opposite side of the ice, Chris Kreider gets his 300th goal after not getting his 300th goal earlier because it was called back for goaltender interference. And then you have Jonathan Quick, goaltender for the New York Rangers, American-born, the most winningest American-born NHL goaltender in the history of the NHL. He's also got the record for the most shutouts recorded by an American-born and raised goaltender in the NHL. So we got that out of the way. Okay, good. Here we go with the bad. So here's something right off the bat. Kesselring. He's a rookie. Can't be too harsh on him, right? Wrong. I've seen how good this kid can play. I've seen the things that he can do. He is not by any means a bad player. However, there is something to be said when you are in the slot of your own end and you're trying to make a breakout pass and you do that breakout pass and it hits a Rangers player that I don't know if you took account for. He was there. He was right there to block your pass. And you made it easy by hitting him in the chest. This was on an empty net because what ended up happening in regards to the goal scoring is they score first, they score a second time, we come back 1, then they score to put it up 3-1, we come all the way back to tie it. Then they go for a 3 straight run, we come back within 1, 5-6. We pull our goaltender, Kesselring makes that mess, I don't know what to call it. Makes that mess, they score an empty net, and then they score one more empty net to seal the deal. And he wasn't even he wasn't the only bad Coyote. Vejmelka looked lost. There were many times where he went around the net trying to play the puck, but it wasn't really advised. There were a couple times, like literally 2 times, where the puck snuck by him, and either the defense had to bail him out, or he had to bail himself out like real hard because the puck would squeak past him. Something's going on there. I don't know what it is, but it needs to be fixed, I think, or else I think he's gone just like the other goaltenders were. Because we have this very, very sick adoration for getting rid of our goaltenders. And here's the best part of it all. And Coyotes fans, you're going to love this one because Chris Kreider and Jonathan Quick both got to celebrate their accomplishments in the nice, comfy luxury of their own home barn in Madison Square Garden. Oh, wait. Hold on. What? It was in Mullet? Yeah, it was in Mullet. It was in Arizona. But you wouldn't know that unless you were strictly looking at the size of the place because it was full of Rangers fans. Now, here's the reason why I'm just a little bit ticked off about this. I could understand matinee game. I'll get back to that. Yeah, I forgot to get back to that. Can you tell I'm livid? So, the thing about the matinee game, Easter weekend. It's also a Saturday. That's also no excuse. But other things that kind of make correlate to the arena and maybe location or the prices or whatnot, whatever it might be. However, I can be found on X, formerly known as Twitter, under the AB Coyotes Fan. Standard with the brand that I'm trying to create for myself. I'm from Alberta. I'm a Coyotes fan. I'm the Coyotes fan from Alberta. Not really, but I like to think so. It hasn't been copyrighted yet. But I can be found on X there, under that username. Which also means that I've been going on and I've been looking through a whole bunch of stuff related to the Coyotes. Which includes people who claim to be fans, includes people who are really diehard for this team, things like that. And then there's this one guy that I'm only going to give the first name of because, privacy and all that. His name is Ryan. And I would like to point out right off the bat, first off, if any Coyotes fans know that name, yeah, it's going to get real fun here. Second off, I'm not mad at that guy. In fact, with a lot of his points, I agree with. The only one I don't really agree with was the one made against Stone. But that may have come in a fit of frustration with certain people. And here's the thing. This guy has basically two things that he goes after. The ownership and then the arena itself. Mostly it's the ownership. The third thing, the third unofficial thing that he goes after is the fan base. Both in population and numbers that show up to a game, as well as those who are online trying to shut him down. And I'll see Coyotes fan after Coyotes fan ask him for proof about why he's making such ridiculous claims like, oh, there's going to be relocation, or the Coyotes are going to Salt Lake City, which is relocation, but more concrete. And none of the proof that this guy provides seems to suffice. Well, here, I'll suffice it for you. Next game in Arizona, I want you to turn on your TV. I want you to look in that arena. Next game, I believe, is against Vancouver. I've got a 3-day break again. But it's against Vancouver. You're going to turn on the TV, and you're going to look at the arena, and you're going to tell me how many blue jerseys there are compared to red. Because today, it might as well have been a Madison Square Garden home game taking place in Arizona. And you go online. I should not be attacking my own fan base right now, but I'm livid with them. You go online and you go and attack people for rightfully saying that no one seems to support this team. And you say, oh, we do support this team. This team means so much to the Arizona community. No, they don't, or else you'd show up. You're facing relocation. You're facing something which no fan ever wants. And to the handful of people who actually give a crap about this team, kudos. Get more people fired up. There's a guy in Alberta who's out fanning you. And you go and you attack a guy who's making very sound points, calling him names, doing a whole bunch of stuff to get him riled up. There's a meme going around with him in it, basically turning him into a point of support for the Coyotes. And no one is taking into account the fact that there is truth in the middle. No, I don't think all of his points are sound. I don't think that at all. I think the relocation one is. I think the ownership one is. And I think the fact that no one shows up to the games is. Right now, what the Coyotes are, if you've ever heard of a reverse traveling circus, it's a team that stays in Arizona. It stays there. But everyone else travels to see it, except for the people that live there. I feel bad for the players that play in Arizona. I don't care if they're millionaires, they're people. They have feelings, they have emotions, they have things that can be manipulated when it comes to ice play. Because there is such a thing as home ice advantage. The Coyotes are the only team in the NHL to not have that. Florida was the other one. Then they got good. I don't think it matters how good this team is. They brought in a Doan Jr., of a member of the family that brought hockey up in Arizona, and a piece of Coyotes royalty is ignored. So here's the thing. I'm from Alberta. I don't care where they play. I will follow them wherever they go. They go to Salt Lake City, I'm following them. I will cheer for the Salt Lake City Coyotes. I don't care. I don't live in Arizona. If I have to fight for a team that isn't even near me to stay in a location where they aren't even wanted, except by what I would call a fringe minority, I say relocate the team. This team, these players, this coach, these coaches do not deserve to be playing in a place where they aren't appreciated. And they can go to a ready market, 2 ready markets. Atlanta's looking to 3. Quebec's looking. They can go and find a place where they're wanted. And I'd support them through every minute of it. But if we don't want that, we know what to do. If you're in Arizona Rally for your team, because these are just a few of the players who played in Arizona, who built up a team in Arizona, who don't deserve their work to go for nothing. Not that one, that's me. That's me, that can go. But as far as the rest of these guys are concerned, including Keith, these are all people that have demonstrated their care into the Coyotes franchise. Why put their work to waste? So we've got a 3-day break before the Coyotes come back. They'll be playing the Vancouver Canucks. I'll be looking to see how many blue jerseys there are. So in the meantime, stay howling and go Yotes!